Today, I will pay homage by translating and reading aloud the Dharma teaching of the Chief Professor Sayadaw. In the context of a Buddhist teaching university, Pajot, short for Pamokajot, refer to the chief or head professor, typical of a Buddhist monastic university of Dharma school. The most accurate English translation would be Chief Abbot if emphasizing monastic leadership, Rector, academic head of a Buddhist university, Principal Professor of Chief Professor if emphasizing teaching authority, or simply head of the Dhamma, school, university, if used in the way that convenes respect and seniority in Dhamma teaching. It can also be rendered as Senior Sayadaw or Most Venerable Sayadaw if the position is religious and honorary, not academic. For formal translation, you might say, "Today I will pay homage by translating and reading aloud the Dharma teaching of the Chief Professor Sayadaw." The four types of people. 1. A person who fully observes the five precepts is virtuous. 2. One who does not observe them is wicked. 3. One who not only observes them but also encourages others to do so is even more virtuous. 4. One who neither observes them nor encourages others to observe them is worse than wicked. From the teaching of a mindless person. Attainment of wisdom, the four aspects of the Dharma, two external factors. 1. Associating with the virtuous, Sapurisa Sevana, listening to the teaching of the virtuous, Sadhama Sevana. Two internal factors. 3. Proper attention and contemplation, Yoniso Manisakaya, practicing rightly and truthfully. Dhamma nu Dhamma Patipatti, teaching for one who reveres the Dhamma, being devoted to the Dhamma. To be devoted to the Dhamma means 1. One must study the teaching of the Buddhas personally. One must practice those teachings oneself. One must teach and explain them clearly to others. One must respond truthfully to any accusations or misunderstanding from other beliefs, refute what is false, or acknowledge what is true. One must spread the Dhamma righteously and more widely. Admonitory teaching. Gicchami, I go for refuge in Buddham Saranam Gicchami. The word Gicchami contains the root Janami, I know. It signifies recognizing the Buddha, believing in the Buddha's wisdom, vowing to follow his teaching. Offering followers and water is not enough. If one keeps doing what the Buddhists disapprove of, it is not true devotion. On humanity and material wealth, intended purpose of worship to worship the Buddha should not be for fear, bhaya, greed, lobha, blind loyalty to ancestry. One should worship only with the aim of liberation from the suffering of samsara, the highest aspiration in worship. Stages of restraint, hiri and ottappa mean feeling shame for wrongdoing. Feeling wrongdoing, but mere shame and fear are not enough. Teaching on humanity and wealth. Faith in wisdom. Saddhahati. Tathagata body. To believe in the body does not mean blind faith in his enlightenment, but to trust his wisdom, which leads to practicing his teaching. As one takes medicine because they trust the doctor, so too one practices the Dharma because of confidence in wisdom. The Buddha's efforts for worldling, three kinds of giving. 1. If one gives good things while keeping the bad for oneself, it is Dornapati, lordly giving, the highest form. 2. If one shares equally with others, it is dona sahara, friendly giving, moderate. 3. If one gives the lesser to others, keep the better, it is dona dasa, shave like giving, driven by craving, the lowest, the Buddha's effort for waddling. 3. Principle of speech. Number 1. False and unbeneficial. Do not say it. Number 2. True but unbeneficial. Also better not to say it. 3. True and beneficial. Say it, but at the right time. This is called blameless conduct or aranya conduct in Pali. Summary of the Arana Vibinga Sutta. Negligence, pamada, is translated as negligence, but specially negligence in wholesome deeds, not forgetting appointments or meeting. Great giving, mahadana. The 5 precepts benefit not just oneself, but the whole environment. That's why the Buddha called them mahadana, the great gift, on merit. Wish fulfillment. People today wrongly believe wishes come true by praying. In truth, the Buddha has nothing to do with granting wishes. It depends entirely on the person. Without faith, sada, morality, sila, knowledge, sutta, practice, sagacha, and wisdom, chinya, no wish can come true. Just like a job seeker won't get hired without the required qualification. On the highest aspiration in worship. 5 factors of success for meditation. 1. Strong faith. 2. Good health. 3. Sincerity and honesty. 4. Effort. 5. Wisdom. The Buddha's effort or waddling. What is merit? Some kind of merit kusala is only for future life. But actually, merit brings joy and peace in this very life. It is not something you regret after doing. If you are truly happy afterward, that's merit. On benefit and well-being. 2 parts. Worshipping the Buddha is not to gain wealth. Many wealthy people doesn't worship at all. The Buddhists distinguish between the path leading to wealth, labhu, Panisa, the path leading to Nibbana, Gamini, like a road paved with gold and another with iron. They are different paths on the highest aspiration in worship. Loudspeaker. Though many Burmese are Buddhists, they do not listen to the Buddha's teaching. The Buddha preferred quiet. Appa Sada Kama. Abba Sada Vinita. Today, Burmese use loudspeakers for every religious event, funerals, ceremonies, etc., something not practiced in India, the Buddha's land, the Buddha's effort for waddling. Blind faith versus wisdom. True devotion must be based on trust in wisdom, not blind faith. Blind faith is dangerous. It can lead one too far to turn back on the highest aspiration in worship, karma and defilement. When defilement ceases, karma also ceases. Like seed sprouting only with soil and water, karma bears fruit only when it meets defilements, kilesa. If kilesa ends, karma ends too. Remove kilesa and karma loses its power. Summary of the Sabbasava Sutta. The 4 difficult things. Understanding the 4 noble truths. Explaining how mental formation are not being or souls. Grasping the process of rebirth through patisandhi. Linking consciousness. Studying dependent origination through Patthana analysis, teaching on the Patissa Samubhada. 2 types of companion. There are only 2 kinds of companion. 1, the wise. 2, the ignorant. The Buddha taught, it is better to have a wise enemy than a foolish friend. on companionship and human life. Knowledge over faith, Sada. Faith, Sada, can change, but knowledge is steadfast. That is why one must listen to the Dharma and read texts to grow in knowledge. Summary of the Sabba Sawa Sutta. Only through listening, Sususa, Labadi, Pinya, the desire to listen leads to wisdom. Summary of the Sabba Sawa Sutta. Knowing texts versus practicing them, the Buddha criticized Elder Potila not for knowing scripture, but for not practicing them. Thus, don't conclude the Buddha disapproved of learning. In many suttas, he praises sutta, knowledge, Sagata, learning, etc. Knowledge, sutta, means extensive learning, not superficial familiarity. One of the joy of renunciation. Practice is the key these days. Some chant Pali just to improve business, not understanding its meaning. Understanding is good, but more important is putting the teaching into practice. The Dharma ends at Dhammanu Dhamma Patipana, practicing in accordance with Dharma, on the benefit of the studying of the Dharma. Thank you. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samba sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samba sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samba sambuddhassa.